union laws suggested by Rishi Sunak and his non-tax-paying wife. Our utility bills are quadrupling. Our food costs are going up by at least 17%. The infrastructure of our society, our schools, our health service, our welfare system is collapsing. This is the biggest day of industrial action in the United Kingdom for the last 10 years. We all need a fully funded, above-inflation pay rise. And this strike, these actions are also about retention, about saving these professions. Young people don't want to be treated like shit. They're not coming into these professions, or they're leaving after the first 12 months. Rishi Sunak is undermining the right to strike. We already have these anti-trade union laws. The RCM in England, we very narrowly missed our 50% turnout. We were disabled by these laws. We had a 47% turnout. We have over 90% of midwives and maternity support workers ready to strike, voting to strike, and we are prevented from doing so in England. We will be striking in Wales on the 7th of February. We must be able to fight for decent lives for us and our families. We must rise collectively. Lawbreaking can be very subjective. Do not be divided by the capitalists and the government and the media. Sustain our fight and resistance through collective action. Days such as this are the most powerful of coordinated strike action. Organise, educate, agitate.
Solidarity is the single most powerful thing that students can share with you in your fight. In each round of UCU strikes, we preach that staff working conditions are our learning conditions. But today, I want to extend that even more broadly to the teachers, train drivers, public service workers, and others who are striking. Your working conditions are our living conditions. Without you, our community falls apart. None of you can be blamed for causing disruption when years of austerity and a pandemic have long since disrupted your working conditions. To the teachers who are here on your first national strike in 6 years, I need you to know that the student body is behind you, regardless of what your schools or the government may say. Young people will always unequivocally stand behind you in your fight. Standing here and ringing the alarm bells on the state of education today is the best possible thing you could be doing for your students. The same goes for every train driver, public service worker here. Your community stands behind you. The right to strike for everyone here is essential. I have sat in meetings with members of Cambridge University management who have dismissed mentions of UCU, but in the same sentence asked me if I know of any food banks in the city they can direct their staff to. They will never, ever make the changes we want to see of their own accord. To take industrial action, loudly and angrily, is the only possible way to change the system. The right to strike is the right to autonomy, dignity, and to power. It gives us the right to a fair education, to public services that work for the masses, and it gives young people like me the right to hope for a future where we win. All of you striking will have experienced your bosses or the media or the government trying to drive a wedge between you and your community. They paint the picture of angry students or commuters as if our fights aren't one and the same. But here we are, the closest the UK has got to a general strike in a really long time, and different unions all striking, united, refusing to accept division any longer. This is the 6th round of UCU strikes that I've experienced in my time at Cambridge, but the biggest rally I've ever seen. I've grown up through the gloom of austerity, the pandemic, climate breakdown, but this moment is so full of hope and this room is so full of potential. I want to remind people of my favourite line from the poet Diane de Prima. No one way works. It will take all of us shoving at the thing from all sides to bring it down. Whether you're on strike for the 10th time or the first time, This is what it looks like when we all shove at the thing that is the university, the city, the country broken by austerity, from all sides, and bring it down.
Thank you very much. I'm from Unison and a delegate to the Cambridge Trades Council, and I'm here to defend the right to strike. All our public services are in some kind of crisis after 12 years of austerity. We have lost so much. We have lost Sure Start centres, youth services, education maintenance allowance, nursing bursaries, reliable healthcare. The life expectancy of working class people has fallen, and we have gained food banks. As you know, our wages have fallen. But when last year we saw the largest number of picket lines in Cambridge for many years, I'm really proud that the Trades Council has provided solidarity for all those strikes. Because increasingly, workers have had enough of the millionaire Tory ministers telling us that we can't afford to fund our services, and enough of hearing from the millionaires that we have to accept below inflation pay. Have you had enough? Yes! So the TUC has called this day as a protest against the government restricting the rights of unions and union members to strike. This is a deeply undemocratic government and a dangerous measure that goes along with curtailing the rights to protest and also the mandatory compulsory voter ID that's been brought in. Anyone will think that they don't want us to have say in our society and don't want us to change things. The government would rather make it illegal for workers to withdraw their labour than fix our public services. But the public are increasingly on our side, and more people are joining unions. Today, I think, was the largest gathering in Cambridge. We are growing, we are increasing people who are gaining inspiration from seeing workers fight back. The unions are growing, we are growing, and we will win. Thank you.